Tattva Bodha Part 1 The Human Body. This is the first video in the Fundamentals of Vedanta series. It is recommended that you watch the previous series, Introduction to Vedanta, before proceeding. We will study a text called Tattva Bodha. Tattva Bodha is an introductory text attributed to Adi Shankaracharya from the 8th century AD. Tattva means reality or true nature, and Bodha means knowledge. True nature of what? True nature of myself. Tattva Bodha first describes the required qualifications of any Vedantic seeker. These are the 4 Ds that we discussed earlier. Discrimination, the ability to distinguish between the temporary and permanent, between the real and unreal, between what's important and what's not. Dispassion, reduced importance or detachment from physical sense objects. 6-fold discipline, mind control, sense control, increased introspection or ability to withdraw. Forbearance, the ability to take both positive and negative experiences in stride. Faith or trust in the Vedic teachings. And concentration. Desire, intense desire for salvation, to move forward in this spiritual path. Each of us is aware of our body, but Tattva Bodha says each person has 3 bodies. This view is called Sariratrayam, where Sariram means body and Trayam means 3. The 3 bodies are the gross body or Stula Sariram, the subtle body or Sukshma Sariram, the causal or potential body or Karana Sariram. The gross body or Stula Sariram is made of gross matter. This is typically what we think of when we refer to our body. This body consists of our arms, legs, head, and trunk. It includes the physical anatomy of the sense organs, eyes, ears, nose, tongue, and skin, and the physical anatomy of the organs of actions, hands, legs, mouth, anus, and genitalia. The gross body is visible to ourselves and everyone else. The subtle body, or Sukshma Sariram, is made of subtle matter that is not visible to us. It includes the 5 physiological sense organs: sight, sound, smell, taste, and touch. How is this different from the anatomy? A dead person still has eyes, the anatomy, but lacks the physiological power of sight behind the eyes. So physiology is distinguished as separate from anatomy. In addition, the subtle body includes the 5 physiological organs of action: speech, grasping, locomotion, excretion, and reproduction. The subtle body also contains 5 physiological functions that are essential for our existence. The respiratory system, responsible for breathing in oxygen and exhaling carbon dioxide. The excretory system, that removes waste from our body. The digestive system, that converts food into nutrition and energy. The circulatory system, that pumps blood through the body. And the expulsion or reversal system, that removes unwanted items that enter our body. Example, sneezing, vomiting, etc. Finally, the subtle body contains 2 inner organs: the mind, the seat of our emotions like desire, fear, and doubt, and the intellect, the seat of reason, our rational self. Note, some texts add two more inner organs. Memory, our ability to store and recall facts and experiences. Ego, due to our ego, we identify all this as me, mine, and myself. But we will group these into the mind and intellect and not call them out separately from now. In summary, the subtle body can be subdivided into 17 parts. Physiology of the 5 sense organs: sight, sound, smell, taste, and touch. Physiology of the 5 action organs: speech, grasping, locomotion, excretion, and reproduction. 5 physiological functions: respiration, excretion, digestion, circulation, and reversal. The 2 inner organs, mind and intellect. The other interesting feature of the subtle body is that only you can experience it. No one else can see it or even be aware of it. The third body is our causal or potential body called Karana Sariram, and is also the hardest to comprehend. An oversimplification is to view a seed as the causal state of a tree. The tree is present in the seed in potential form. The reverse is also true. The seed is present in the tree, but it's not visible to us. A block of wood is the potential state of a wood carving. You are the causal state of the future yourself. Now stretch the definition to include all possibilities. A chess board and pieces are the single causal state of every chess game ever played. The causal body can be thought of as the potential or unmanifest form of your gross and subtle bodies. The causal body is made up of the subtlest form of matter and is not visible to myself or anyone else. In order to understand these 3 bodies better, Tattva Bodha calls our attention to the 3 states of awareness called Avastatrayam: the waking state, the dream state, and deep sleep state. Waking state. This is the state when the subtle body is able to interact with the world through the gross body. The subtle body receives input or stimulus from the world and records events and impressions into our memory. All 3 bodies, gross, subtle, and causal, are experienced at the same time. Dream state. The subtle body is not able to interact with the external world through the gross body. Within my own awareness, the gross body disappears. I am not aware of my gross body or the world. Interestingly, in dream state, I manifest an inner reality in my mind, which is very similar to the external world in the waking state. There are sights, sounds, smells in this inner world. In fact, I am unable to even distinguish this world from the external world when I am in the dream state. My dream self is terribly afraid of the dream tiger. Only upon waking up, I realized that it was a dream. Deep sleep state. Taking this progression further, in deep sleep state, both my subtle body and gross body disappear from my awareness and enter unmanifest state. Only my involuntary physiological functions like breathing and circulation are active. Even my ego disappears. Only the causal body is active. The 3 bodies are superimposed on each other and are difficult to discern or identify separately. The 3 states of awareness are highlighted so we can better understand the three bodies. Tattva Bodha offers another way to examine and classify the three bodies from a functional point of view, called Panchakosa or 5 layers. The function of the gross body is to grow by receiving food and become food when a person dies. Because of this function, the gross body is called the food layer or Annamaya Kosa. The subtle body is classified into 3 layers based on the functions of action, mind, and intellect. The 5 physiological organs of action, speech, grasping, locomotion, excretion, and reproduction, along with the 5 physiological functions of respiration, excretion, digestion, circulation, and reversal, are called the energy layer or Pranamaya Kosa. The 5 physiological sense organs of sight, sound, smell, taste, and touch are shared by the next 2 layers of mind and intellect. The mind layer or Manomaya Kosa consists of the mind and the 5 sense organs. The intellect layer or Vijnanamaya Kosa consists of the intellect and 5 sense organs. What is left is the causal body, which is active in deep sleep state. Everyone is blissful in that state, so the causal body is called the bliss layer or Anandamaya Kosa. It is important to understand this material before moving further. Watch this video again if you need to, before proceeding to the next video, Tattva Bodha Part 2, Atma.